Hello, and thanks for watching my video. Welcome to episode 12 of my leveling challenge, and this is personal story level 40, and we are, as a member of the Derman Priory, this is what we're actually going to be involved with. We're actually searching the cave for dwarven relics, and our mentor in this is a Sylvari called Siren, and she's got a very unique, one of the characters that's pretty unique in Guild Wars 2. Very sort of unique sayings like, you know, oh, that's so definitely cherry. I also think it's a bit of a weird English accent that she actually does. And I would like to point out that, again, ArenaNet has turned out that the Sylvari, which coincidentally tend to be voiced with English accents, could be, in inverted commas, evil. Why is it always the English actors that get, English accents that get this evil, sort of, apparently evil sort of deal, man? I wonder if they set it up deliberately so that, we're going to have characters that might be evil or might not be. Let's make them British accents. Anyway, that little rant over, we're actually doing this. It's actually a fairly short video, and so that's why I'm actually not running this in fast mode. I'm actually playing this in just a little bit faster than normal speed. It's actually twice the normal speed it would go at. But we're taking out some of these turrets. This is actually, you want to be careful with this actual story mode. I have done this several times where if you run directly down to this chief guy, it will actually bug out. The Siren won't actually come, and you'll have to restart the instance because for some reason it bugs out. He becomes invulnerable, but we can take him out very, very easily indeed. Remember, although, we're only at level 40 ourselves, so it's not exactly like we are significantly over-leveled here. So some of it will be a challenge. But fortunately, having, done the map completion for Lornar's Pass, it's very easy to get around doing the personal story here. So as you can see, we've got Gix and we've got Magister Siren, so we're going to run down and get a bit of swiftness going on there. And again, I'm going to skip through all of the cutscenes. What I might do is when ArenaNet change how it's going to be done, we actually get a stronger jacket. So there we go. We've got also some stronger pauldrons, and so you'll notice that the dye is going to be changing soon, and we can a few other different armor pieces that we've got. So I'll dye that a little bit later. But yeah, we're progressing nicely. Again, having all this map completion really is helping us out. I'm currently now brown armored, so there we go. You can tell that obviously I've improved my armor a little bit. But we should actually get at least level 41, maybe level 42 by the end of this episode. So we're progressing nicely. We're actually getting a lot of experience going on. It's finding it very easy to level up. Remember, the rules are that we're not allowed to use consumables. We're not allowed to use any sort of crafting, as I fail here. The bottomless bit, you get bounced back out here. So it's a little bit annoying because it takes you a long time to res. But yeah, I just wanted to point out, those of you that have not watched my video before, the reminder, I can't use the trading post, I can't use crafting to level up, I can't use Tomes of Knowledge. I'm going around and I can only buy armor from Karma vendors or other vendors that sell armor. Same with the weapons as well. The only thing I can do, I can change the sort of what my actual armor looks like, but I haven't done so. I thought it'd be interesting to go through the levels and see what each level actually looks like, so you can really get a sense of where I'm at just by looking at my character. So we're moving along. I've done this story many times before, so I know how to quickly skip out of it, although I did miss one of the jumps here, I think several times in the end, which is a little bit frustrating, but some of these narrow jumps are a little bit tricky, but nothing too serious. Again, we roll through the dodge traps, and we've got another one, we jump over. We've got some Sons of Svanir. They're very, very easy to take out. You notice the Confusion Bomb really does take out them a lot because they attack quite quickly. And we come down, we've got the two Svanir at the bottom. One of them becomes infused with some sort of Jormag Spirit or Essence, and we've got to take him out. So again, using the Confusion's pretty good. I'm not even putting down a turret. I could have put down the rocket turret and destroyed him, but it really is not too hard. I'm barely getting damaged. So there we go. That's to do with the Frostblade. This is all about the Dwarven Relic and being able to hold, sort of this sword. And we've got some more consumables. We've got some nice bits of T4 or T3 mats, I think. T3 mats, I think they are. So we are going to be useful. We got a level up and we get a hat. That's a pretty cool hat. For those of you who've watched who've seen an episode of mine looking at how to make gold from level 55 characters, you'll already noticed this character is actually already up to level 55. These obviously have been recorded a while ago, and I finally got the chance to put them all together and go through and talk you guys through it. I actually enjoyed the Derman Priory storyline. I think it's one of the better written storylines. I don't think the Vigil is that well written. I like the Order of Whispers storyline as well, which a lot of it's to do with Demi Beetlestone. And obviously a bit of infiltration. So here we go. We're going into containment. This is to do with going to the statue of Grenth and getting a piece of the statue, and we have to defeat some shades and some attacks from that, which actually represent the underworld. Now there's a lot of story because shades and attacks are related to Guild Wars 1 in the fact that they are to do with the underworld. One of the ways in which you could get to that elite area in Guild Wars 1 was through here. This is a Guild Wars 1 area, and we actually could gain access through this temple. And here they are again. Does that mean that the temples, these statues still sort of have access, and there's still lots of things going on in the underworld? Is it somewhere we're going to visit? Who knows? But here we go. So we've actually defeated that, and we just got to run back through. Nothing too serious. I mean, this is the personal story. Once you've done it, got a decent leveled up character, you've done the map, it goes so quickly. I did this in roughly just under 25 minutes. I went through the whole personal story for level 40. So here we go. We are going to be testing the modified containment scabbard, and so I'm going to make my guy a snowy guy again, because obviously we're in Lornar's Pass, which is pretty snowy. I was just testing out a few different dye sort of, see if maybe I could go grey for a little bit of sort of different colouring, So there we go. So we've got a bit of grey going on. It's not completely white. But we're into personal story, and again, I think the Derman Priory story was pretty decently well written. The characters are... You still actually carry on meeting some of these characters, even in the living world as well. But my character's looking pretty decent. He's got a nice funky hat going on. He looks a bit gruff. He's got a big rifle going on, and he's got his white armor as well. So we're meeting Gix. He's the little Azura. He's an interesting little character. The heads of the Order. You've got Almora, the Soul Keeper of the Vigil. You've got Steward Gix of the Derman Priory. And you've got the Master of Whispers, which I'm not going to tell you who it is, because if you've not done it, you might be surprised. But I'd like to see them more involved in some of the storyline, because obviously if the pack's been destroyed, that's going to affect them, and are we going to see more of their storyline in Heart of Thorns? I doubt it, knowing Arena Net. But nevertheless, it's I enjoy playing the Derman Priory. I still actually prefer the Order of the Whispers. I know the Order of the Whispers is my sort of the sneaky line and such. I don't know. It's hard to decide which one's better. The story, is Derman Priory better? But anyway, we've done the personal story here. We've got one final step, I believe. So we've got some armor, light armor there. That's always worth a decent amount. So there we go. We've got some. We don't need the axe because we've already got a better axe than that, or the same axe. But yeah, so there we go. We're going to go and take out the Son of Svanir. He's just down the bottom there. So again, really easy to waypoint because we've already got Lorna's Pass map completed. And so we're going to go south. But yeah, this personal story I've enjoyed nicely. And then obviously we're going to proceed a little bit more on the Derman Priory afterwards as well. And I think they need to give more to do with the your choices that you've made. Order of Whispers, Derman Priory, Vigil, to do with the story in Living World. I think you should actually be rewarded more for being, if you choose an Order of the Whispers, you can go one way or do one thing. If you choose to be a member of the Derman Priory, you can get access to the main library vault. If you choose to be the Vigil, then you get a new, like, the option to call in a tank or something. You know, maybe make certain skills relevant to, you know, your each actual order. Obviously, ArenaNet don't like that, particularly to do with racial skills, because they don't like racial skills being overpowered. But I would like to see, you know, order skills like they had actually in Guild Wars 1. Eye of the North, they brought in things like the Ebon Vanguard elite. Sort of, they had certain skills, as did the Norn. You had Norn skills, and you also had Azuran racial skills. Things like Technobabble, that was in Guild Wars 1. So here we go, we're actually going to finish off this level, and I don't think we're going to level up. But this has been a nice little personal story step. You learn a little bit more about, you know, the Sons of Svanir and what they're trying to do, and the Dragon's corruption. But we're actually going to choose to go and take out which, you know, sort of we get race we want to ally with, and we're going to actually go and look at the Grawl in the next personal story step, and that'll be at level 50. So we're at level 41. We get to pick a type of shoe we want, but I'll come back to that later. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know if you actually agree with me, anything to do with the personal story, if you prefer a particular order. Let me know, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.